Mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check. Hello there, Jamie from Jamie Does Wild Bikepacking here. Today we're going to be having a look over this bike. It's set up for a overnight summer no rain camp. So we'll do bag by bag, lay it all out, maybe even set my bivvy up and just show you what I carry. Right, let's get stuck in. We'll go from the back of the bike. I might even put some bug spray on. I could do with some sun cream because it's very hot here in the UK. I think I'm going to ditch the helmet and the sunnies. That was the first job. Right, we'll stick those down there. Right, bug spray. Now I keep this up front because when you get to camp, you do not want to get bugged out. Right, we'll move on to the back of the bike. We've got a mug here strapped to the side, which is very hard to undo one-handed. If you don't drink your ale or your coffee and tea out of a tin mug, you can't call yourself a bikepacker. Rules. Right, opening a Topeak bag here. I've had this since I've started bikepacking and wild camping, and it's done me proud. Haven't needed any need to change really. So that is my cooking gear. I'll show you that in a minute. Got a Rab Ridge Raider hoop bivvy here. Got a bit more headroom than a normal bivvy. Just makes it a little bit more comfortable than sleeping in a bin bag or a body bag. Sleeping bag, I've got a Vango, it's quite a basic summer bag. Not the warmest, but then you don't really need that in summer. I think that's it for in there. Moving forward, I have got, tell you what I'm going to do, very importantly, I'm going to have a drink. It's very hot and you have to stay hydrated, so a couple of drinks on board. I've got a Duration Crisps and 2 Brewdog Wingman on there. Bit frothy from the ride in. I nearly drank from the can one time camping. That nearly ruined everything. Right. Okay, so moving to the front. Food bag here. That's a Rapha handlebar bag. I'll just show you before I take it off there. Cutlery, keep my oil in there. And then I keep my food in this pouch. I've got some sausages in there. I thought that was a rattlesnake. Maybe not, I think it's crickets. Sausages, and I've got some rolls in there. I might cook them up later. And then moving on to another Topeak bag. This is really good because you can compress it, let all the air out with this air valve, do the top up, do the air valve back up, and then it's super compact and it doesn't expand again. Right, so moving inside the bag, we have a hat, because even though it's very hot, sometimes in the evening you need a bit of warmth as you're outside with no shelter. I've got a big Agnes Air Core mat there, not very high R value. R value is the rating that keeps the cold from coming up through your pad. So the higher the R value, the higher the warmth and insulation you've got. I'm not sure what this one is, but that's only a summer one, hence the size. Going in here, I have a Trekology inflatable pillow. That's got a strap around the back of it to keep it onto the mat, which is quite handy because you don't want the old bar of soap effect in the night. Nothing to do with the showers. And then I have a Rab coat, which comes on every trip. No matter how hot it is, I always take a Rab coat because you might need a Rab coat. No, in the evenings, same again as the hat, you might just want a little bit of warmth. And if you did get a cold night, you can put that on inside your bag, or if your pillow failed, you could use it as a pillow. You stuff it in here, make a pillow. Right, chuck that down there. Pardon me. Moving on, when you're not drinking ale, I suppose you have to drink a bit of water, and it's quite handy for making a cup of tea in the morning or washing something. One there in a handlebar pouch, and then I've got one down here on the fork leg. Come winter, I keep another anything cage on that side to strap stuff to, but obviously this time of year I don't need to carry as much gear. Right, where are we going next? We'll go up to, oh, we've got another bag here. Got a candle here for romanticism, or sometimes I make a candle holder out of a can. If you watch any of the videos, you'll know all this. Right, talking of bugs, I've got a head net because you don't really want to get eaten alive. What else we got in here? I've got some spare fuel. We'll come on to that later when we get into the cooking. Right, as mentioned before, we have some extra beers for fun. Mounted under the down tube, we've got a bottle of Trangia. We've got a Trangia bottle. When I cook, they might have company. It's very hot. I think it's going to get up to about 33 today. It's a bit much for an Englishman. Right, back to it. I've got a Trangia bottle here. Carry methanol in. Bloody hellfire. Carry methanol in here because I'll show you in a little while. I've got a Trangia stove for my cooking kit. Let's do top tube bag. Tailfin top tube bag. That's one of the best bags I've ever bought. You get a bit of trouble with things swaying about on a bikepacking bike, but with these they have some nice rubber mounts underneath and they don't go anywhere. Right, not sponsored by Tailfin. In here, right, we've got keys, cables for phone and GoPro. Got a 10,000 megawatt battery pack. Not really into electrics, I'm sure somebody will put me right on that. Plasters, got some paracetamol for the morning if you've had a heavy sesh. Bit of merch. Let me know if you want some merch. Because I'm an asthmatic. What else we got? Tripod for my phone. I've got to do some filming for the old YouTube subscribers. Extra battery for the GoPro. I think that's about it in there. Obviously, when I'm doing longer trips, I'll put all snacks and all sorts of stuff in there. Did I tell you it's hot? Right, back to it. Don't think there's much left now. As I said earlier, I thought that was a bug on there, but it's not. It's a fluffy thing. That's something to do with having a mic. Somebody will tell me about that. I'm not into all this technical stuff. Right, moving on. There's not too much on a summer bike, so let's have a look in here. Another Tailfin bag, very nice. What we got in here? I've got a pump, because sometimes these things get punctured, unfortunately. This all sounds like it's a bit of a surprise to me, as much as it is to you, but I do a bit of wild camping, bike packing, so I'd sort of giving the next one away. I've got a Petzl head torch. I've finally gone to rechargeable, although that does have batteries in it as well as a backup. What else we got in here? Spare tube for blowouts, as mentioned. I've got a tool for taking the wheels off for when these blow up. I'm bigging up this blowing up the tyre thing, aren't I? Right, what else we got in here? There is toothbrush and toothpaste in there. You'll have to believe me on that, because I'm one-handed here. I can't be bothered to open it. What have we got? Some scented toilet paper for morning duties. Torch. I like to have lots of torches, and then I can take lots of pictures on my fantastic YouTube channel of the tent lit up at night generally. I've left that on. What else we got in here? Right, back to the tent again. I'll turn this round, I can talk to you. When you buy any sort of tent, it comes in a bag. Well, when you go bike packing, the bag doesn't always fit your bike. So what I like to do is I take the soft part of the tent and put it in the bag on the back, and then the poles and the pegs fit nicely in here. I have been known, when I'm carrying more kit, to strap them on the outside. When I've got a bigger tent in the winter, they can go on here, or sometimes here. I'm just thinking, I don't think I've got anything else to show you. Right, I'm going to finish my drink, and then I'll show you a bit more closely my cooking gear. Hopefully all this sound has been picked up off the mic, so this video is going to sound one of the most professional yet. Right, let's get onto the cooking gear. I'll set you down there, then I might be able to do this with both hands. Right, so in the bag, this comes in handy as well, because if you've got a hot plate, I put that on my lap. I have 2 pans, which seems a bit excessive, but my fire frame goes on here. I'll make that up, then you can have a look at that. And then I have a bigger pan to do the cooking in. That's a fire maple. I don't get on very well with titanium pans, so this isn't a titanium pan. It's a non-stick jobby. This is a titanium one. In here, covered in sand, because I can't seem to get rid of the sand from when I did a beach camp. It's a titanium fire frame. Slots together, hopefully very easy, but probably not today when I'm showing you. No. That goes around like that, and then you drop the pin in there. That goes on there, and then that just keeps everything off the grass, so we don't scorch the grass. There's this attachment in it as well, in case you because you can have a little fire in there, little twig burner. Right, in here, everything's nicely bagged, keep it all together. Right, I've got a titanium pot, so That's good for boiling water, of course. I don't really get into these boil up ready meal job things that wild campers use. I like to cook proper food, but this is handy if you want to make a cuppa. Put in there, and led into a bit earlier, Trangia with the methanol in. This is my Trangia alcohol burner. So fuel in there, that goes in here. A bit of a hill there, prop that up, and then that goes on the top to cook the tea. And if it does that, I sit crying in the woods because my tea's gone. Did I mention it's hot? Right, I'll lay all this out and I'll show you the extent of the stuff I bring in, and then I'll perhaps put the bivvy up to show you that and do a bit of a cook up. Right, I'll give you a quick rundown on what I'm carrying. There's not so much to show you there. I'm thinking about maybe doing a winter one as well. Then I can show the difference in summer to winter. Right, let's have a look. Right, a few sections. Basically, we've got the tent camping section. So I've got a bivvy, sleeping bag, pillow, poles, pegs, fly bug net thing for my head, and a mat. Over to this section, got some electricals, a few bits for the bike, toilet roll and toothbrushing facilities, lighting and some bug spray. Over to here, we've got the cooking section. So we've got my Trangia, my frame, pans, mug, pot, fuel. That's backup fuel. There's always enough in there, but always bring some of that. It's handy if you want to start a fire as well. Obviously not this time of year. And some water for washing and maybe having a little drink. I don't know, there's ales for that, I thought. That's the cooking section. Well, the holder of the cooking section, rather. And the bike. And that's about it. Look at that. I'm going to set my bivvy up and stow my stuff, sit here, have a drink and a cook up, and that will probably be nearing the end of the video. That's the Rab Ridge Raider all set up. I'm going to zip the door up, stop any bugs going in there, and I'll see about chucking the mat and my sleeping bag in there. I did forget one thing from my checklist. I have this little foamy pad. I don't generally bring a chair out in the summer because there's normally something I can sit on, and I can sit on this. It keeps me clean and just stops the cold coming up through my ass. Packed up. It's... Did I say it's the morning? No, it's not the morning. I didn't camp out. I came out, made a video, cooked some sausages, and now I'm packed away again. Did I say it's bloody hot? It's bloody hot. Bloody nice spot here though. Have to camp here properly another day. Right, I think I better rock out. That's a packed bike. That is one packed bike. That was a success. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, leave a comment. You probably haven't got this far, but if you have, consider watching more videos on the channel. Most excellent. Right, I'm going to sign off now because I have to pedal back to my van, but I'll see you on the next one. You may... oh, I've got a boardwalk now. 1 minute, get up there one-handed. You may notice I have a rucksack on. not mentioned in the video. That is because I had to lug all the tripod, bike stand and other filmmaking shit to... It's very hot, did I mention that? Had to lug it all to camp. Right, on that note, goodbye.